I'm kind of sad because I think I just recorded another 20 minutes of stuff, which I thought was really nice, and now I realize that I didn't record. Like my camera just stopped. I was using a different app, and I didn't realize it just didn't continue to record in another file, which my phone usually would do on its own. Anyways, kind of sad. Kind of sad because I don't want to repeat it all because it's like not as genuine. I can't remember what I was saying before like 10 minutes ago, so yeah, it's not gonna make that much sense, I guess. But the last thing I was talking about, which I want to get this out, I think, because I was basically saying how this YouTube channel just could not exist without everybody. Everybody who supported me in all of the different ways, in your own way. It doesn't matter. Like all of it is so appreciated, and I have so many moments, so many instances where there is just a thank you that arises here, and I don't express it all the time. Because it's in all of these little moments, and it's obvious to me. Like I don't consciously think about it, and um I'm not orchestrating anything. That's obvious, and but it's clear to me that how could I continue this YouTube channel and without everybody that watched and supported in their own way. And like my friend was also a massive part of it because there were so many moments where I felt so down, so shamed, so scared that I said something wrong, that I did something wrong. Did I help that person in the right way? Did I harm them? Um, I don't know. There were so many different ways where I was dying. I was burning. It was painful. And my friend was always there to support me. Um, because there's a period when you go through this where sometimes and I think that this might be in there for everybody, maybe in different degrees, and it just depends. Everything just depends. But there was a period here where the shame, just the feeling bad, just the feeling wrong about everything and anything was so potent. It was so everywhere. And it kind of just made me feel like, how suppressed are we? How shamed are we about everything? Every little detail. It was just sad, but it was beautiful to have my friend's support. And it just is obvious to me that this could not have continued without him. It just couldn't have. I don't think. And, without everybody supporting in their own way as well. Because if I couldn't pay rent, if I couldn't um, sustain myself, like I don't see how I would have really continued, and that was never the plan. I never thought, oh, I'm going to start this so that I could sustain myself. It was just something that happened, and it just kept morphing and changing. And yeah, now it is what it is, which again is still not stagnant and will always change. Who knows? But yeah, prior to that, I was saying how this sense of, oh, there's so much that I said. This sucks. Um, this sense of helping others was dying. It was such a big part of here, this personality, how I thought of myself, how others thought of myself, but eventually, like everything, it just becomes a burden. It becomes a responsibility. There's a heaviness, and I just couldn't. I couldn't live that way anymore. It was too much. And then when I started this YouTube stuff, and it just so happened that people came to me, and I felt like I was helping them in the way that I could by just expressing what was happening here and sharing and commiserating, sympathizing, and maybe giving them some context and understanding of what's happening for them, or whatever it might have been. It was beautiful. That was beautiful. It was, because I feel like on the personal level, as much as I could, I let go of that helper mentality sort of thing, because it just drained me. And it was how I was since I was so young, and I was done. Um, but yeah, with this YouTube stuff, it felt renewed in a nice way. Yeah, and it was really enjoyed. It was really beautiful to meet people from this non-place, to give them freedom to express, to give them freedom to be exactly how they are. Like, that is one of the most gorgeous things. And it was cherished at times. It really was. It was just beautiful to see people, I don't know, be themselves or blossom or be so honest and so truthful and so themselves. Um, Sorry if this is all over the place. Oh, I'm really sad I didn't record. I was just yapping to myself. Great. Um, so so then it died even more thoroughly. This, I just couldn't. I couldn't. The energy itself was going in a way that was so foreign, in a way that was so subtle, in a way that I couldn't understand in the normal way. What is normal? But the energy was just going. And I didn't do it. I wasn't forcing it. And yeah, it was in a very neutral, subtle way, not in a very significant, meaningful way. But in a way, my livelihood was being threatened, because it's like, yeah, how am I going to make money if I'm not going to be helpful to people? Like if I'm not going to provide a certain service, you know? And it's not like I was doing that mentally or consciously before. There was just the energy to do that. But as I was depleting, it felt like I don't even know if I could listen to people's stories. I don't even know if I could help them in a proper way. I don't even know if I am helping them at all. Because sometimes it always varied, but sometimes I was so empty that I couldn't see a problem in anything. Therefore I couldn't respond to anything. Um, Something that was there that was able to relate from a certain place, like that was dissolving. And so, and I don't think something's settled yet. So now I can see how I just respond from an empty place and it's not micromanaged and I'm not really thinking about it. And I feel like I could just understand and see a bigger picture and meet people where they are from that place now. And maybe that will keep changing. What I just described, maybe a deeper layer of that will happen. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to matter anymore. Nothing seems to care or want to know or feels unsettled anymore. So whatever, I don't know, it's fine. But everything turns out fine because I couldn't have expected that I would continue talking from this different place. And who knows if it'll stop? I still don't know. But there isn't the worry anymore. And that in itself is refreshing and nice. It's not that I solidified my life, which is what every person is trying to do. It was actually something that's sort of the opposite, which is the need to do that died. And you can say that that is actual freedom because the trying to solidify your life in all of these different ways, it doesn't work. It's obvious to you why it doesn't really work. It doesn't really last because nothing is permanent in that way. And so the only real freedom is if the need for it just dissolves, which is, in a way, it's you or it's a part of you. It's so beautiful. It's so crazy that this happens, can happen, is so elusive and is not the obvious thing. Like you have to chase so much in order to realize like it's not the answer. But even then there is so much confusion and delusion out there and also here that you're like the next thing will be different. The next thing will work. The next thing will make me feel safe and satisfied. And yeah, it's so tricky. It's not even tricky. It's like it's so crazy. You can't really escape that. It just has to collapse. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah. Well, I think I feel a little more satisfied that I recorded that and said that. I don't think maybe we could walk around a little bit because it is Very pretty. Very pretty. Oopsies. I did sort of listen back to the audio. Maybe I could um, edit it a little bit, but it didn't sound that great. But yeah, now this could be far away and you could hear me the same. But isn't it so pretty here? But, you know, yeah, everything changes like constantly. I still have moments where I watch a lot of YouTube and sort of want to see what's going on in the world. And in a way, it seems like it doesn't affect the body so much. In a way, it subtly does. Because, yeah, you still have the natural things that the body goes through. And I'm always sort of surprised. It's kind of funny because I will have these sort of intense, it's not that intense. It's not that I care about it too much, or I don't even think I don't even think I really recognize it. And that's why it's so funny that I probably, maybe I don't recognize it because maybe something difficult happened circumstantially, and then the body is really a little more down in general or something. And then, and yeah, it will feel pretty bad for a little bit. And then, like I'll get my period and then it's like so obvious, like, oh, okay, it makes total sense why I just did not feel that great. I don't know if that just sounds silly, but it just it makes me laugh because every time, I don't know if it's because I can't register time in the same way. It's that probably plays like a part in it, but it's so funny. It's just like every time I'm like surprised that I get hormonal. But overall, it is kind of nice that throughout this, your whole body changes in all of these different ways. And sometimes it's bad because something is probably emerging, it's healing itself, but it's it doesn't feel good. If you might feel even sicker than ever, but for the most part, like how I just view it is just the body is healing itself, and it's not going to look the way that you want. It's not going to be linear, you know, it's not just going to be great all of a sudden. It's might have to go through its own little process, which might not be so pleasant. But so throughout this, one thing that sort of seemed to happen, I think, my memory, I don't want to say anything that's inaccurate. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm remembering properly anymore. But I think like everything, I don't know why I'm talking about periods, but my period has become so much more steady, reliable, consistent, not very painful, a lot more mellow-ish. And it kind of makes sense because the rest of my body and all of its functionings have done that as well, for the most part. And again, it's not linear. I will have moments where, yeah, I can't really exercise too much, and I can't force the body to. And then it takes a little bit of oomph to get back into it. And then once I'm back into it, then it feels good. Feels very nice for the body to exercise. And you can definitely feel the little bits of, I guess, dopamine. The sun came out. It didn't come out before. Okay, I am going to go because I need to pay. Bye.